Hi, welcome to all CBTs. My name is David. In today's video, we'll be talking about one of the foremost and the most popular school in West Africa. That school, you know it already, is the National Open University of Nigeria. This school is attended by the young, the old, and even the middle lifers students. They offer undergraduate programs, postgraduate programs, and everything else in between. So today, in today's special video, I'll be giving you everything you need to know on the tuition fee. You're going to know on how much is charged per course or per program. You're also going to know the study centers, okay, and where they are located. You're going to know about the law school, which is kind of controversial. You're also going to know about the nursing school. Then I'll be talking about NYSC. Would you be able to serve having undergone the National Open University program? And then what about jobs? How much respectable are the degrees from this school? So I'll be giving you the honest guide on National Open University as an institution. Now, interestingly, if you're yet to be subscribed, before we go further, you should do so now by smashing the subscribe button. You can also check the channel for every tutorial, okay, relating to every exam tutorials and what have you. They are loaded in this tutorial. Now let's get into it. Some brief information about the school. The school was established in 1983, but then it was suspended the year following, 1984. Then during the tenure of popular president Olusegun Obasanjo, he relaunched the school in 2002. Now, it is the first federal and open distance learning institution in West Africa. Kudos. It's the first in West Africa. And now, the headquarters were formerly in Lagos State, but now it has been moved to Abuja. Alright, so it's the largest university in Nigeria by enrollment, with over 500,000 students. Specifically, as of last year, you had a record of 515,000 students. Wow, that is quite a lot. So let's see some more information about the school. So now we go to study mode and location. Now, what is the study mode of the National Open University? First, it's like an e-learning model. As the name implies, it's an open and distant learning, meaning that you don't need to attend classes. You don't need to have this tight schedule. It's very, very flexible. You can learn from home. You can learn by watching programs or recorded classes that has been placed on a study platform. So you can do self-study on your own, you can read on your own, and add to the e-learning platform, plus study center support. Yes, some courses like the nursing courses, the law courses, you might need to team up with your course mates who will be having, occasional classes in the school, in the school centers, your study center. Then, like I said, there are dozens of study centers nationwide. As of 5 years ago, there were about 76 of them. More than 5 years ago, about 9 years ago, there was about 76 of them in Nigeria alone. Now, also note that National Open University is not limited to Nigeria. They have study centers in several other West African countries, at least that I know of. So then you have access to e-coursewares, e-learn portal, virtual classrooms, just like a normal Zoom kind of study platform, okay, with tutorials done, even practicals done and recorded, and then you watch and play, okay, and then you can even come to the school and organize something that is organized by your course rep or the lecturer, okay, can invite you, because there are several lecturers that handle the same course, and then do its practical session or even theoretical session with you. All right, next thing, we are going to the faculties and the courses in National Open University. So we have 8 faculties in National Open University. You have the agricultural sciences, you have arts, you have computing, you have education, you have health sciences, you have law, you have management sciences, sciences and social sciences. And here are the programs that are offered. You can do your BSc in any of these faculties. Okay, the ones that are related to that. And then BA Edu, that's Bachelor in Arts Education, Bachelor in Arts Science, Bachelor in Science Education. Probably you want to go into education, you want to be a lecturer, a teacher, or something like that. You can also do your postgraduate courses, your masters, your PhD, your postdoc, you know, all those kind of stuff in the National Open University. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of people that are either running MSc, BSc, or even postgraduate courses in this school, National Open University. Okay, let's go further. Now, the next one we are going to look at is some popular courses in the National Open University. The first one, or the most popular course, yes, the most popular course is the computer science in National Open University. Then you have information tech, you have nursing, public health, environmental health. In the category, in the Faculty of Health, nursing is the most popular course in now. Then you have law, this degrees in law. And then you have accounting, economics, mass communication, very popular in now. You have political science, you have biology, chemistry for those who are going into education, you know. Yeah, these are the most popular courses in National Open University. Now, what about admission? I can tell you for free, admission into National Open University is very, very easy. Once you have your 5 credits, you will almost be guaranteed admission. As a matter of fact, this is like where most persons who are unable to beat JAMB, this is where next they go. Yes, now there are new schools that are popping up, like Mewa Open University, of which I'll be making the next very video I'll be making will be about the school. I'll also cover everything that you need to know within a short space of time about that school. But for now, major school that people would often rush into once they see that their JAMB score does not beat the required cutoff and they don't want to sit an extra year at home, is often a National Open University. But we'll still get to that point on why it might not be a good choice for many students. Yes, that is pros and it has its cons, and we are going to look at the two unbiased. Now, what are the admission process? You apply directly via the NOUN portal. You don't need an agent to help you with it, although of course there are so many National Open University cafe around the study centers who help with that, but you can do it on your own. You buy the form and you apply, and then it requires JAMB profile. As a matter of fact, all schools in Nigeria, all universities will require some kind of JAMB regularization portal if you are in Nigeria. Note that I said in Nigeria. Now, no post-UTME exam. This is also like a good one, a big one for Nigerian students. You would not need to write post-UTME. Yes, which is where many students again encounter second challenge after JAMB. Okay, no post-UTME exam. So once you have your 5 credits, you will be getting your admission letter, provisional admission letter on the spot. Once you apply, if you meet the requirements, you get it on the spot. Something like, hello, blah, 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 your name. You have been given a provisional admission into the university. Then admission steps are clearly listed on the NOUN site. So it's quite easy to apply. It's quite easy to get an admission. And as a matter of fact, it's quite easy to begin the program in National Open University. If you have enjoyed this video up until this extent, why not like the video? It suggests to YouTube that the content is good enough. Yes, we are getting there, but at least it's good enough. And then you can push it to a wider audience. Now let's see the next thing I have here for you. Now we go to the next thing, which are the fees and the charges. How much? What are the fees and charges? How much does it cost to undertake a program in National Open University? I've done a lot of research on this, so I have very good information on this. So for new undergraduate students, you'll be paying a compulsory fee of 36,000. This was as about last year. I don't know of this year, maybe there's a little increment, but 36,000 for new undergraduate students is the compulsory fee. Now, 36,000, if you are a returning undergraduate student, you pay half of that, which is 18,000. Now, you would also pay an examination fee of 1,000 naira per course. So let's say for the first year, okay, or your first semester, you are offering 10 courses, okay? You're offering 10 courses for your first semester. You will be paying 10,000 naira for your exam fee. You will also be paying this 36,000 naira. You would also be paying course fee. Yes, don't forget, you also be paying course fee. That's per course that you are taking. So for those 10 courses, you will be paying 2,500. Some is 2,500, some is 3,000. So you pay that on the number of courses you're taking. So by the time you sum up that, you can have a fair idea of how much you have to pay. Of course, when you also go to register your course in your JAMB portal, you will see the breakdown of the amount you have to pay. But this is about a rough estimate of what you have to pay. If you want to have a better idea of this, you can also visit the National Open University website. It's now nouedu.ng, something like that. Or you can search on Google, you get the link to the website. So for those approaching project, when you're approaching your final year, project fee 15,000 naira. So postgraduate has its own, of course, equivalent schedule. Semester total depend on number of registered courses. Yes, it depends on you. That's also the beauty of this. Although there is no way you want to rush yourself. You cannot read a 4-year course in 3 years. I don't think so. Because you are limited to 29 units per semester, right? So you cannot take more than 29 units per semester, which includes your elective courses. Okay? All right. I hope that explains it. So if you have 29 courses, 29 units rather, so you cannot take more than 29 units. Some courses may be 3-unit courses, you might have 2-unit courses, you might have 1-unit courses, and you must still take some compulsory electives. So by the time you put all that together, at the end of the day, you might only be able to take 10 courses per semester, and you have a total unit of courses you have to take for the program. So you just divide and conquer, and you actually enjoy it. Now the next thing we're talking about is how are the assessments and exams in National Open University, and how easy are these exams? Okay, now the first thing that you want to know about assessment and exams in the National Open University is on your student portal. You will do your test on your portal. Okay, every school has student portal, so you will not have to go to the school to take your test. Test is online, and test carries 30 marks. In Open University, it's called Tutor Mark Assessment, TMA. It carries 30 marks. Okay, so you'll be given 4 tests per course, 4 TMA per course. So the highest, your 3 highest, is what will be taken as your TMA for that particular course. So let's say you had 888, that's 24/30. Then your exam will now be what? 70%. So whatever you have in your exam, add into your test score. Yes. Although I've also heard that you could get marks from assignments, because there are also assignments after every subtopic. Yes, in the on your portal. Okay, so after every module, after every subtopic, there are assignments. So I've heard that can also help your score. I don't know how true that is. So, and then you have CBT for lower level courses, pen on paper for higher postgraduate levels. Yes, very important. The CBT courses are for 100 level and 200 level. So if you're on 100 level and 200 level, you'll be doing computer-based tests. So you have your computer in front of you. It's just about objectives, not theory. But once you get to 300, you start doing theoretical section of your exams. So the CBT, especially on 100 level, is quite easy. But once you get to 300 level, that's when you start seeing a lot of complaints from National University students. And that's when they will now be feeling the disadvantage of not having physical class. Yes, especially for challenging courses. Some persons may have challenge in mathematics or physics, and they definitely need explanation. They need enough of explanation. And since they are not able to go to for physical class where they'll be able to get that enough explanation. In exam, pen on paper exam, they will have challenge. If it is in CBT, you can still use idea, but in this one, they won't have anything to write, which is why a lot of National Open University students used to have at least one carryover from 300 level and above. It's true, you can ask around. So you have 30, 70 to make up the 100, the total score. Now moving forward, let's go to accreditation. Let's check the law school, the nursing school, and NYSC. Is National Open University accredited? Yes, I can tell you that one. National Open University has been accredited by the NUC. The programs are all accredited. And then the law program too is accredited, the nursing program too is accredited. So law graduates now attend law school. Yes. So it was a contention at some point, but now they attend law school. And then nursing students also have the ability to work in any hospital, any they can also go for nursing and stuff like that. So NYSC, graduates get exclusion letter, not full service for NYSC. You can get exclusion letter, they don't go for service. Now students do not serve, so that's a big plus. So you won't be serving, but you will get exclusion letter. So if that's okay by you, you can. But some persons are not okay by that, especially when you are not yet up to 30. You want to serve, right, and enjoy that fun of camp and what have you. But it's not the case with National Open University. Then the next thing, employability. What is the likeness of getting a job if you conclude a degree with National Open University? Well, degrees are recognized for jobs and further study in Nigeria and abroad. Alumni reports using NOUN qualifications for promotions. A lot of people who have finished from the school says when they were done, they got promotion, they tendered the results at their place of work and got promoted. All right. Of course, employability will depend on the grade you finished with and your personal skills, just like in other kinds or other types of universities that are not distant learning. But then I also have, we still get to that area, the pros and cons, where I would touch a little bit more on this employability. And then we go to the next one, which are pros. Now let's see the pros, the advantage of studying in the National University. You have flexibility, meaning you can study at your own pace. From your sitting room, from your bedroom, you can study. And you don't have a schedule, you don't need to have a tight schedule to earn a degree in National Open University. Then nationwide reach, okay, many study centers. So you can choose a study center that is very close to your house. As a matter of fact, there will be at least one study center in your state, so you don't have to travel very far as it is with conventional universities. Then predictable, affordable fees. The fees are quite affordable. That's of a truth, and you don't get increment like that. You don't get that. Then wide course options, including law, health, and IT. Yes, so you can choose from any of these. It's quite wide enough, and then they are not affected by strike. Yes, so they are not under ASU, so they run independently. It's a federal stuff, so they are not affected by strike. So 4 or 5 years should be 4 or 5 years, right? So these are the pros that you have. Now, what about the cons? Now, the cons require self-discipline. Okay, if you are not a self-disciplined person, you are not somebody that can discipline yourself and stay up on your own to study, this would be a bad choice for you. You should not do it. Then if you are somebody that you don't understand things very fast, probably, or you are not good in technical courses, you will face technical courses, whatever course you choose, at least in your 100 or 200 level. If you are the kind of person that would always need guidance, you always need to talk to your lecturer or supervisor, you might have a lot of challenge in this school, except of course you can connect to tutorial centers and to course mates and go to class regularly, because of course even the course mates, every course counselor for each program, organize lectures like that. So if you can connect with your course mates and go for online lectures and on-ground lectures and go for it as much as you can to conquer those courses, then you should be able to flow. Then admin delays, yes, there's a lot of reports on result delays. For a program that should take 4 years, some people get their results 7 years later. Some people even spend 8-9 years in this school, which is also flexible. Let's say you have a child in the future, you can actually pen your program for as long as 5 years and go and take care of your business. So you need to travel abroad, or you need to, something came up, without any stress. So the consequence of that is that there is often delays. Like I just said, it can take longer. Yes, many people have complained of longer years before they got their results. Then this TMA, especially the TMA, some questions and some courses can be tasky, memory tasky, and can be heavy to the memory. So if, like I said, if you are not somebody that work independently, or if you are not good with at least general courses, general subjects, a little bit of technical subjects, you might have some struggle, especially when you get to 300. Everybody can do well in 100 level and 200 level. The challenge comes from 300 and then 400. That's where the real work is. So if you are sure that you will not be able to do it, you might want to consider a school where there is tighter discipline, where there is tighter schedule, where people are checking on you and enforcing you and making sure that you do what you're supposed to do. And then there's no traditional campus life, no hostel, no minimal or no social experience. So you're not having these love gardens, you're not having all those vibes, except they are organized by your colleagues. But from the school, there's minimal of such activities. Okay, let's see what else we have. Who should choose NOUN? Now, I've often said it, not in this video too, that NOUN is not for everybody. For me, this is my personal opinion. If you are in your teenage years or in your early 20s, you should not go for NOUN. Yes, and I'm sorry to say that, but you should not go for NOUN except you don't have a choice. Go for a full conventional university, a full-time university, okay, or even something a little bit lower than that, maybe a part-time, like that takes your engagement Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because it builds you into a total student. There is no guidance, as it were, in National Open University. And another thing I would also say is, if you are somebody that you're struggling, because we all know ourselves, if you struggle academically, you find things difficult to understand, you should probably not consider going for National Open University, because I can tell you there are often a lot of dropouts. In fact, as a matter of fact, more than half of your classmates will drop out at some point or another before the end of the program. I can tell you that for sure. So most of those dropouts, it's not mostly because of money, it's because they are unable to carry on that mental demand for the program. Once the euphoria of 100 level or 200 level is done, then you face the real core courses from 300, 400. Are you sure you'll be able to do it? So those are the questions you ask. So working professionals is good for working professionals. In fact, as a matter of fact, National Open University of Nigeria is majorly good for master's students and postgraduate students, not for teenagers. Because now I see a lot of teenagers, then I'm like, what's going on? Not for teenagers who don't want to, who want to be making small chocolate money. It's better you go to the real school. And I'm talking about full time, so that you learn everything. You learn social skills, you learn communication, you even have, it's just a full package when you go for a full-time school. So, but it's good for parents, nursing mothers, business people who are very already engaged in life, older people who want to change course, change career, entrepreneurs. Is very good for you, right? Then those who need flexible study schedule, it's also good. And then students seeking federal recognition at affordable cost. In other words, you want a federal degree, okay? Why? I don't know, but if you want a federal degree at affordable cost, you should also consider National Open University. So with that, I have given you a little here, a little there on National Open University and why it holds its place as the school with the largest population in West Africa. I'm sure you enjoyed the class and you want to see more of this. Make sure you like the video and hit the subscribe button. If you have questions, you have comments, maybe you want to enroll into the school, you need help with your TMAs, you want us to connect you to some persons, some admin in the school, I'll be glad to do that. You can ask make inquiries in the comment section. My name is David and I will see you in another video. Bye.